Yo, this your boy Jeronimo. I'm getting ready to do my interview slash performance at Rejoice 102.3 in Hammond, Indiana. We at Power 92 station. We about to get it cracking. Shout out all my supporters that helped me get this far. We got a long red road ahead, but we done came a long way, so we almost there. Let's go, Geronimo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to A Pleasant Encounter. This is Ms Geraldine Smith right here, WYCA 102.3 FM, your Rejoice Gospel Network. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a smokage board up in here.
Yes, you do.
I got my Tams people back in here again. I got Mr. Dolphin Norris here. I got Matt Glover here. I have Daryl here. My godson is here. And of course, I have somebody added in to bring a little spice to it. I have Jeronimo, a spoken word artist. Yes, I almost call him a rapper anyway, but he do a little bit of both with Jeronimo. I was very impressed at a fair that I was sitting in on, and I heard Jeronimo do a piece that I really
yes, it's called Verbal Ties.
Verbal Ties?
Yeah, I pay my ties verbally, giving to the Lord Almighty.
Yeah. Speak up a little bit so they can hear you, baby. Listen, I want you to tell them, us, and everybody else a little bit about yourself, and then I'm going to let you do one of your pieces for me.
Okay, thank you. Well, basically, my name is Geronimo. I'm a spoken word artist from the south side of Chicago projects, I just started doing spoken word about a year ago. And in 1 year, I've dropped 2 CDs. My second CD I just dropped was Psalms of the Streets, recorded, produced, all distributed by DJ Sluggo, Block Club DJs, I sold out the Ice Theaters for this CD release. It was 300-seater. I just did a show called This Year in Spoken Word at a Spoken Word Lounge on 1200 West 35th Street. So it was about 150 people that showed out. It seems like, I'm getting a lot of success. It seems like, a lot of people are drawn to me. And I just basically, my spoken word is my heart. I just spit what I've been through, coming up in the projects, coming up in this, urban America, coming up just, fighting against all the stereotypes and things of that nature. And people relate, and I've been getting a lot of accolades. So I was just, saying that I won Spoken Word Artist of the Year, and I only been on the scene for a year. I won Most Valuable Poet. I won Most Recognizable Poet. I get booked to go out of town. Like a year ago, I thought going to Indiana was going out of town. And then I started doing spoken word, and I done been all over the country. So it's really opening up new paths in life for me.
Where are you from?
I'm from 21st and State, the Hillier Homes projects.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that the same thing as Cabrini Green?
No, Cabrini Green is I think it's kind of west, a little downtown, a little west of downtown.
Near the Gold Coast.
Yeah, my mom's is from Cabrini Green. I was actually born in Cabrini Green, and then we moved around, to some shelters, living with people, wherever we could lay our head. But, in saying that, I got to throw this in. One thing about my mom's, I never seen DCFS. She always made sure she took care of us, even if, she would be hungry, if we could eat, So so eventually we moved to the Hillier Homes on 21st State, where I call my home.
I have a very diverse audience that listen to this particular program, and I cover 5 states in doing so. And I know, because some of the things I have had, the people younger than me, I was like, what do that mean? What do you mean when you say that? It's sometimes a whole different language between generations, and especially sometimes if that generation is multicultural and don't know. So how do you define, for my audience sake, how do you define spoken word?
Well, okay, spoken word is I break this down. I get that question a lot. Okay, it's a difference between poetry and spoken word, and even rap. Now the difference with rap, you spitting and you got to keep a beat, you got to keep a tempo, you got to rap, and you got to rap to the beat, rap to the tempo. Poetry is when you write down a poem and somebody can read it and literally feel whatever emotion you want them to feel. Spoken word is the art of performing. Now, every spoken word artist can't be a poet, and every poet can't be a spoken word artist. You know, like Maya Angelou is a poet, not a spoken word artist. But you got people like Black Ice, you know, that's a spoken word artist. So I can make you feel the same way Maya Angelou will make you feel reading one of her poems through my performance.
Right.
So that's the difference with spoken word. Like when I perform, you can hear it. Now, if you read one of my poems, you may not get that feeling, but you hear it, you go like, oh, wow. Or, you know, so, you know, you listen to it, you're like, okay, all right, that's the message, you know?
You know, they are all forms of education, because you really educated me at this particular point on something that,
Thank you.
you know, that I never thought about reading a poem compared to, you know, using the rhythm with the poem, that it would be so, you know.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I got
Go ahead, Darryl.
each one teach one.
Yeah, I wanted to say to you as well about me just being a little familiar with it. Everybody that has something to say when it comes to spoken word, it comes from somewhere. It's a root. It's a place inside there. And I heard you speak upon it a little bit as far as growing up with your moms, never had to see DCFS. If you can take a minute too, right? Think of a moment in your life, you know, that was so heartfelt at that moment that you said, you know, a year ago, I need to start writing this down because somebody needs to hear this because it's a message. Is any situation that happened that made you believe as though your voice should be heard by others because somebody can learn from that?
That's right.
Well, okay, well, yeah, like, you know, basically that just my whole life, you know, we went through hardships. It's like things go, like we went through a lot of hardships. Now, the only thing we wasn't liking then was love or whatnot. But when things build and things came to, like, everything was good. Like, my mom, she had just got married, you know, found the love of her life, and he brung a steady, you know, he made the household was steady. You know, we was eating every day. We sat down to eat at dinner, and everything was good. I was in school. I wasn't getting in too much trouble. My sisters, you know, everything was good. And then my sister passed away. And it's like, wow, like it made me really sit back and think, like could things possibly, like, you know, could it just be a straight continuous of, like, you know, positive, you know? And it made me, I went through a phase where I was thinking, like, why set myself up for happiness and good things when something just go come along and take it away, you know? And, you know, I was introduced to some very positive people in my life. And you know, when you get to that phase, it don't matter. Like, well, I do good when bad just gonna come from it. So let me be good at being bad, you know. And when I started to understand and realize and grow, I ended up having, like, you know, okay, bad things come, you know, and we may look at the cup as half full, but half empty, but, you know, that's a lot of water to somebody who's thirsty, you know what I mean? So you know, so when I started gaining knowledge and, you know, getting a little bit more maturity, I started realizing that it's people who feel the way I feel, who like, whatever, like, you know, you want me riding this car and go shoot up this block? Yeah, whatever. My life is gonna be what it's gonna be, you know. And I just wanted to reach out to them and let them know that it is a way, you know. It is something more than the end of the block.
That's
you
right.
know.
We can clap for that.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
Would you mind doing that church, giving to the church?
Definitely. Well, you know,
You gotta do it loud, cause my audience.
So ready.
Yeah, in my growth and my maturity, as I, you know, explained it to you, I started inquiring more about the church. And when I first got into the church, you know, I understood, but I wasn't relating. And I was like, why am I not relating, you know? And it basically was like in the linguistics, like they were speaking a language that people from the block probably wouldn't, you know, relate to or whatnot. And that developed my understanding. And so as I started getting into church more, questions started to develop. And one of them questions that came up was, what are you offering to the church? Yeah, I said it. What are you offering to the church? A lot of you walk around with this holier than thou because you're offering to the offerings a little bit more. But I'm asking you, what are you really offering when you walk through that door? See, I pay my tithes different from most Christians. I use verbal expressions to teach God's lessons. It's ever present that some of y'all treat the pleasant like peasants because they can't afford to give more from their severance. Like that's the only road to the heavens. So in essence, what are you offering to the church? They say in my offerings, I gotta offer rings to the offering, but I offer dreams that are alter schemes of all the teams that serve the fiends on the block and ain't skirt the beef, so they'll squirt the heat before they ever look weak. That's who I offer to. And in case some of y'all thinking that's illogical, God said it only takes the faith of a mustard seed, so imagine the passion of a full-blown daffodil. This passion's real. Some of y'all passive still. Go to church and pass the bills, but witness these kids pass the steel so they can blast the steel. Don't you realize to these babies the block got mass appeal? When I'm offering to that boy with the gun, won't build new church doors, but have them knocking down the old ones. Nah, these words won't add to the church fund, but Dad had a hood so excited about the word they'll leave like church fun. Nah, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying don't take care of home. Galatians 6:6. One who has taught the word must share all things with the one who teaches. And that goes to small gatherings to legions. All I'm saying is how could you elevate the elevated? Meditate the meditated. Congregate to a congregation. These are the new revelations. Just because you bring the church prophet doesn't mean you are the church prophet. Simple logic. Conjugate apostolic. Whatever you choose. Lately, all I've used is bitter blues on the people in between them pews, and frankly, I'm not amused. When I repented for my sins and asked God to deliver me, He didn't step down and say, my son, cash on delivery. It's killing me. All this preaching to the congregation when you can go to any gas station and find a dude waiting with this two blade, and I ain't hating. I'm just saying, what are you offering to the church? And I don't mean what's in your purse. I mean what's in your personality. In actuality, it's all about what's in your mentality. A person that brings more change to the church could be way more powerful than a person that brings more change to the church. See, when you God's property, no, you don't come with a land deed, but the blessings and miracles come faster than land speed. So yeah, I pay my tithes different from most Christians. I use verbal expressions to teach God's lessons, so I know my worth. But I ask you, America, what are you offering to the church? And that's that piece, Psalms of the Streets.
All right, that's perfect. All right.
Thank you.
But, you got me crying over that.
Once again,
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
I had a 501c3 organization, and we're doing some work in the street. That's what I'm, you know. And I deal with women in prison. I do all the right things for broken people. And I have part of that organization is called the CHIP Network, Children Who Have Incarcerated Parents. We work with those also. So at some point, Mr. Geronimo,
Yes.
I will be calling on you to do an offering to my church.
No, I would love to. Like I said, I pay my tithes verbally beyond anything else. I guess too, if America, if y'all want to get in contact with me, you can hit my Facebook up. That's Jeronimo Spoken Word on Facebook. You spell Jeronimo, Jeronimo Spoken Word, or you can hit up my blog spot. That's www.geronimospeaks.blogspot. That's Geronimo Speaks, JeronimoSpeaks, or you can just follow me on Twitter at Jeronimo Speaks. You know, shout out Envy Vega, shout out Spoken Word Lounge, Black Diamond, shout out Poet, the whole. I'm so excited right now. I love it. You know, shout out everybody. 102.3.
I thank you so much for being here with me tonight. And I know my guest has gotten a new flavor tonight, right?
Oh yeah. Tams is empty, Geraldine.
The Tams is empty.
By January 1st, it was empty.
Okay.
The last 5 men, one was moved to Menard, the other 4 were moved to Pontiac Correctional Center.
Okay.
There is no prisoners in Tams Supermax, no more.
We did a good job.
The dungeon's closed.
That's right.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, that's great. That's great. You know, as being a person who's been incarcerated before and seeing all the things that happen within the state of Illinois, let alone the nation. Tams, just to have Tams closed That's a great thing to have happen for a multitude of reasons right now, which you are going to elaborate